trying to get it, man. Get your tail, it's a different lane. When you playing for the winning team, RP to Mr. Wayne's. Bang, bang, we gon' win the game. Court crank, hit you with your pain.
I be spitting real, be spitting backwash, yeah. So I'ma have to ask you all to back off. Hitters in my DMs try to hit me with the caps lock. Cause I'm always beasting on the camera like the Sasquatch. Wait until I blow, y'all gon' see me blast off.
I'll tell you what, I had to end the intro with that clip because your laugh alone, it made that video. Forget the bottle, like that was pretty awesome. How are you tonight?
I'm good, and you?
I am great. Well, I've been better. Hello, chat. Hello. I am so glad that you're all here tonight. We are here with Keav, Cars with Keav. I'm going to preface this to give you guys just a little backstory of the condition I'm in right now very quickly. I have a busted eardrum and I'm not feeling very good, but I'm going to try to keep it together for my man Keav here because he was willing to join me tonight. And again, I'm so happy. I know that you are 3 hours different, so I will respect your time and keep this under an hour or at least an hour.
We can go as long as you want. Doesn't bother me at all.
Okay.
I was just going to stay here and spray soap onto the panel, so it doesn't matter.
There you go. There you go. Let's drop a few more foam cannons. Do you have any more we could test?
No.
No,
I've broke them all. And
Man.
There's nothing new out there. So
no. Well, hello, chat. Once again, I see so many of y'all in here. Thank you so much for being here. Humberto, Kim, David, Big O. If I miss you guys on the way down, Conway, thank you for being here. Jeff, thank you. Becca, thank you, Wes. I mean, Chingy, you guys are all in the house. Thank you, Keith, for being here.
The usual suspects.
The usual suspects. There we go. But I am
suspect is the word too.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
We got Lazy Jones, Juice Free's in the house. We'll see what kind of shenanigans we can get in tonight with Juice Free. We got Tim. Thank you guys. Sal's here. Thank you guys so much. So we are going to just kind of get started. Now, Keav, your name is, if I pronounce this right, Michael Keavney?
Keavney, yes.
Keavney. So right off the bat, did the YouTube, your creation of the YouTube channel make you kind of go with that Keav thing? Did the football players back in the day give you that nickname? Where did Cars with Keav come from?
So growing up, and I don't know if you're the same era as me, but I'm 45. But when you grow up in school, there was 10 common names.
Okay.
And Michael was the most popular name. And everybody I knew was named Michael or Mike. So we had to give each other nicknames. And everybody just said Keav. So
there you go.
So it's stuck since. And that's been my tag. I was Game with Keav before I was Cars with Keav. So I've been on YouTube for like 12 years.
Okay.
Doing gaming content for years. And then now this.
Okay. Are you still a gamer?
Not really, because this is where all my time. I get OCD'd, I get ADHD'd on stuff.
Okay.
And I'm on that right now with cars.
Okay.
Washing cars.
Oh, I totally get that obsession. So before we get into, Keav, in terms of your YouTube channel, let's kind of start from the beginning. What, Keav, was your childhood like? Where are you from? What was school like for you before your career? Who was Keav before the YouTube content creator?
Hey, Keav has always been the kid in the corner that just does his own thing.
Oh.
I grew up, I was born in Warner Robins, Georgia. My dad was in the Air Force for 20 years.
Oh.
And he retired, so he moved to West Virginia. I was there for 8 years, moved to Georgia, and I've been down here ever since.
Okay.
I've always been the kid who never does his homework, never did anything, aced his tests, and just got by with as little effort as possible.
I hear you on that.
I have a photographic memory, so it's very easy for me to just remember. I've never written a note in my life.
Really?
I don't write anything down.
Yeah, and I mean, has that been since you were a kid? Like a legit photographic memory? Yep. So are you a genius? Have you ever taken a test, Keav?
No, I don't have the effort to be a genius.
Just a photographic memory, huh?
Yeah, you tunnel vision me on something, and I can pull off some pretty cool stuff.
Oh, that's pretty amazing. I was always a good test taker too. In fact, in college, I hope my mom's not listening, but I would, they would buy me my books for the semester, but I would never open them or never ever take them out of the clear packaging because at the end of the semester you could return those
Oh, it's
books,
yep.
right? And if they weren't opened, you would get like literally full price back. And that used to be my gig.
Well, it's
Sorry,
like
mom.
back
Sorry.
then there was no student portal, right?
Oh,
Your
yep.
parents
Nope.
couldn't see your grades, what you're
Nope.
missing. There was no email that you're missing this assignment or you didn't
That's
go to
right.
school today or any of that
Yep.
kind of stuff.
No.
They saw your report card and that was it.
No. Well, actually, when I first started college, there was a number. There was like a parent hotline that parents could call. It took a little bit to get through, but they could listen to your grades once they were posted that way. And I never knew that. And in fact, I didn't know that at all until I got one bad grade, just one bad grade in college. And of course, I was in the sorority doing the sorority thing, which I'm sure contributed to that. But I'll never forget my mom called me and was like, you just failed a class. And I was like, oh, I did not.
I failed all kinds of classes.
Hey, anyway.
My senior year, my whole thing is I got a 4.0 my senior year, but I took freshman chemistry and freshman history
Oh, there
over
you go.
again. And then like all the rest of them was tier 3 engineering, tier 3 drafting,
Wow.
that kind of stuff.
So I assume you have a degree. I'm assuming
Mm-mm.
you went to college. No,
Nope.
no college.
Nope.
So,
So when I graduated high school, my dad passed away when I was 13.
oh, I'm
So
sorry.
it's pretty financial hardship for us for a while because my mom was a housewife her whole life. And getting a job and everything was tough. So we lived off the Social Security,
Mm,
my dad's pension from the Air Force. When I turned 18, she moved to Florida with my grandma. I moved to a friend's house that I worked for
okay.
actually at a golf course. I was a cart boy there, and they
Really?
let me live with them until I got a real job, and then kicked me out. Said it's time for you to learn how to live on your own. So
Okay. So
I was 19. I had an apartment. I was working hard.
what were you doing? What was your first job?
I was a produce truck delivery guy. So I did that for a year and a half, and then I hit a guy in the Acura Integra in the rear end so hard that his tape deck went in the back seat,
No
and
way.
he'll never stop at a yellow light again. I'll tell you that. So they put me in the
Yellow
office.
means go a little faster, right?
They put me in the office, and from that point on, my obsession with computers and that's what I do nowadays. IT. I self-taught IT.
Wow.
Yep.
So from a produce, okay, you said delivery.
Yeah, and then I got in the office and I got into sales, and I would take sales over the phone. I got to the point to where I memorized every SKU code in our catalog, and I would just hand type them in. I got
Wow.
proficient on the 10 key. And then over time, they just added responsibilities of onboarding new softwares and working with stuff. And then I got into routing, logistics. I've been a
Wow.
shipping manager, shipping supervisor. I was a debone supervisor at a chicken plant. I had 300 people under me,
Wow.
cutting chicken by hand.
Cutting
So
chicken by
yes,
hand.
yes. And then I got laid off. And then I got started working. I actually worked for the same company that Fred from Glovebox worked at for a while,
Oh,
um,
okay.
doing online sales. And
Wow.
then got hired on somewhere else. And I would work my way up from basically just a training supervisor all the way up to a senior analyst in IT.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
journeyman.
Wow. And how long have you been with the company that you're at now?
Well, overall, like 12, 11 years, but I've only been back for 3 because I worked for Lick O'Malley for 6 months as a regional sales manager.
Okay.
They were a sponsor of my car for a while, and I knew them really well. And they're like, "Hey, you want to sell oil?" I'm like, "Sure, let's try it. I'm passionate about cars."
Yeah.
6 months later, I absolutely hated cars. I
Oh,
hated
no.
car culture. I got tired of walking into shops trying to sell them oil. So my old company offered me my job back, and I went back.
Wow. So you went from hating cars and now you are in the obsession of the car detailing industry. So
Yep.
please take us through that. How did you go from hating cars to now being
Well, I
obsessed
mean,
with this
I was
industry?
washing cars before I worked for them. Just
Okay.
hating like that part of cars, working on
Okay.
cars, modifying cars, and the whole car show thing. I kind of burnt out on it.
Okay. So then obviously you know how to who taught you how to work on cars? Is that a self-taught thing as well?
Yeah, YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
You went to
Yeah.
YouTube University as well, huh?
YouTube University. You learn everything there.
You really do, though. Okay, so again, though, explain how long have you been on YouTube?
I think 12 years.
But you said you started with gaming.
Gaming, yeah. Gaming
Okay.
tutorial videos, stuff like that. And
Okay,
then I
so
took a break for 5 years and came back. But when I came back, they set all those new standards where you had to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch
Mhm.
hours. Lost my monetization. So I was like, well, let's try this over again. So I had
Okay.
2,000 subscribers at the time, I think. And then when I started this channel, it took a while to get the algorithm to learn me again. And I
Okay.
lost 1,000 subscribers, I think, over
Wow.
that time and finally gained it all back.
Okay. So then I guess you just answered, I guess, what inspired your YouTube channel, but how did you go from a gaming channel to then coming back and deciding that you were, because I mean, you're not doing anything gaming anymore. So how did you make that shift? What made you make that shift?
Being in front of the camera has always been a social anxiety thing. So when I did the
Mm.
gaming thing, my face was never on the screen. It was
Oh.
just voiceovers. And then to kind of get over social anxiety, like I watched Matt Mormon, Seth's Garage for a while. He talked about how the camera was therapy and everything. So,
Mhm.
I mean, I'm a Matt Mormon copycat again. So
Shh.
uh,
Don't-
talking to the camera is a lot easier. The audience grows, but you're just looking
Yeah,
at the camera lens. It teaches you how to talk to people. So when I
yeah.
started doing car shows and working at people's tents and booths and, meeting, greeting people that, to be not so awkward around people.
Yeah. Man, I
Uh,
totally.
that question right there, liquid moly oil is good. Not necessarily because of the quality of the oil itself, the additives that are in the oil.
Okay. So it's
Y-
not just good marketing, it's actually a good product.
I mean, you have your base oils. I could get into oil forever, but you have oils that are specifically the manufacturers like BMW and all them. They give the companies the formulation of the oil they use. They
Okay.
create it. They have to pay for the labeling. It's like $500,000 or something like that.
Wow.
And they provide you an authorized oil because it's their formulation. And then
Wow.
there's oils that are just kind of for the consumer. You add additives, specific additive packages to make the car last longer, help save rod bearings, things like that, especially on European cars.
Okay. We love you, Keav. Yes, we do. I it's crazy when I watch your YouTube channel, and I love your channel, by the way. You
Thank
blow
you.
me away, like, every time I watch you, because it's not just about the content that you bring, which is great, but your knowledge about everything that you're doing, just I mean, the technical terms, I mean, just everything. You know what kind of plastic it is, I mean, it just seems like I don't know. It blows me away. So have you you just said you kind of, when you're obsessed with something, you just go all in. So is that kind of, with YouTube University, how do you know what kind of plastic it is? Where does that knowledge come from?
It's just research. I look at a product and understand that it's material, functionality, um, different things, and I just start looking into materials. Most
Oh.
companies don't list what it is. The good thing is on plastic, it says at the bottom of the bottle what it is.
Oh, see, I wouldn't have
So it's
even.
like I didn't know. I was dropping clear. I was using it, and I did the SV3 video, and people said that clear plastic's going to break. So I said,
Yeah.
well, we'll just do a video. We'll see if it breaks. It does. Then I researched the different types of plastics, and I learned a lot about plastics.
Wow.
I go down the wormhole pretty quick.
Yeah. I imagine. So, what does your family think about your garage and tool obsession, or just any obsession?
I think I'm crazy.
Do they?
Oh, it's just another fad. It was RC cars. I used to have a Land Rover that I off-roaded all the time. And
Wow.
then that goes away. And then it was show cars. Now it's car washing. Give it a year or two, you'll be on to something else.
Now, do you have children, Keith?
I have 3.
Do you really?
Yeah. I have
And
one graduates college this spring. I have
wow,
another one. He's in college. He just finished his first year. And I have a
wow,
14-year-old starts high school next year.
that's amazing. And are they boys, girls?
All boys.
All boys. And
Yeah.
are they following in dad's footsteps in any way? Uh,
Um, I mean, my son is graduating from Georgia Tech as a computer science major, so he's
wow.
he's following my footsteps. The other ones are very tech savvy.
Yeah.
middle son is going to a technical school for auto mechanics, so it goes that way.
Wow.
My youngest is making YouTube videos at 14. So
I was just gonna ask, have they gotten into the whole YouTube thing?
at some point, my oldest son did for a while. He like live streamed certain video games and had a YouTube
Yeah,
channel for a little bit. It's
yeah.
not for everybody. Like you see 15 minutes, there's a lot of behind that 15
Oh,
minutes.
yeah.
You have to when you have a full-time job and a family, you have to really make sure you use your time wisely
Yeah,
and make it efficient enough to where you still have the downtime to relax.
yeah. And I have really kind of struggled with that. So hats off, to you and to anybody who has a full-time job and is still doing this whole content creation. I had to take a step back from creating content for a minute, and I'm trying to get back into it, but man, it's you get burned out really quick, and
Mhm.
it's not because I don't enjoy doing it. There's just so much that goes into,
Yeah,
you
when
know?
you're, really into it and, at some point you're trying to make it a full-time thing, which I don't know if it ever will be.
Yeah,
You're in the middle of the week, okay, I got my video from Monday, we're good to go.
yeah,
Brand new product drops on Monday.
yeah.
Rush deliver it, get it here by Wednesday. Film Wednesday, get it edited and out Thursday
Ugh,
to be the first with the video because you got to
yeah,
be first with the video.
you do.
Yeah,
You really do.
it's tough. You got to schedule ahead of time. You gotta get in the DMs and try to get a product ahead of time. It's tough,
Yeah,
especially when you're on the path I am, where I'm paying for everything. I don't take anything. My Active sends me something, but I still buy stuff.
yeah,
Um, I don't. People call me a sellout, and sometimes, and I'm like, how do I buy everything? How am I
yeah.
sellout?
So, what do you do then? And I think you've mentioned this before, but I mean, you review. You're coming out with something new, it seems, every week. You have a new product, you have a new tool. What do you do with them when you're done?
Go in a storage room.
I was gonna say, do you just have a
Uh,
sea train full of
I do.
pressure washers?
I have a room full of pressure washers and
Wow.
DI systems, and people ask why. Selling them's hard. Adamo yesterday there in the chat, I actually sold him the Krensla that I reviewed earlier this summer because he wanted to help buy it to pay for the shipping for the Pay It Forward program.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
but tax wise, I can't just sell it because if I wrote it off, then I sell it, I have to pay capital gains tax on I sold it for. Now you
Oh,
can get by with it and not do that, but when the tax man comes and he's like, "Hey, you bought and wrote this off. Where is it? Where's the receipt for you reselling it? Where's the
ah,
tax you paid? Where's the capital gains tax?" So it just sits in storage room. I'll, donate some of it. I got to get with Aaron when he's going to MTE with Christian
yeah.
from BioBombs. They might be able to come by and pick it up. I'll be at MTE as well, so I might just be able to bring it down there and we'll just trade off.
That's awesome. Man, I was really hoping to get to MTE this year, but
That's
it's
gonna be a party.
I
I still
know.
got to reach out to Matt because I want to ask him if I can come over and tour the new facility over there.
Yeah, man.
Because I know he's going out. He's going to MT with Anthony from Rag Company.
Really? Yeah, I can imagine. SEMA, MT, yeah, I'm bummed. Needless to say, I'm super bummed starting 2025 because I really thought I was going to be able to get there. It just, that's way on the other side of the country
Yeah,
for me. So,
it's like SEMA for me is like way on the other side of the country.
yeah,
MTE's in Orlando. It's only a
yeah,
6.5 hour drive from where I am. It's pretty
yeah,
easy.
yeah. I guess it's going to take a little more planning on my part. But
There's
I
a whole crew of guys that said they're going to get me out of my hotel room and they're going to make me go out in public. So we'll see.
So is that not something that usually happens? Do you pretty much stay at home, Keith?
Yeah, I'm an
Yeah.
introvert for sure.
Yeah.
To go food, no matter what. Don't get out much. Don't like crowds.
Don't.
SEMA was exhausting. I went to my hotel room, DMs all day long, text, "Hey, do you want to go? You want to go eat? You want to go eat?" I'm like, I'm kind of hungry. I just sat there and edited video,
Yeah, man.
especially because I don't drink. My dad passed away from alcohol related stuff, so
Oh,
I don't
sorry.
drink or anything. I can't be around people who drink.
Oh, I totally understand that.
Not that
Uh,
they're not cool or fun or anything. It's just the thought of it.
oh no, I totally get it. Uh, Ivan says you can hang out in the bus, Keeve.
That thing's way bigger than I thought it was when I went to Omaha.
Really? Man. so many places I got to go. You know what I was thinking? It would be entirely cool because you just, you did a collab not too long ago. And who was it? It was Pan and it was Fab and it was Ivan. Who else was there? Rick from Rad Garage, right?
Nick was there.
Nick.
God, well, that was everybody.
Was that everybody?
Yeah, that was everybody.
And you guys just seemed like you had the best time. So I have this idea. I swear in 2025, there needs to be like a central location and anybody who wants to go from the community can get there. And it just be like a bonfire and music and detailing aside, everybody just get together and literally shoot the, no, I can't say a bad word on here. Shoot it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a fun experience because I even made it to where we did content because that's its whole purpose, but it was also to get together, share ideas, share what we're doing. We took field trips to Harbor Freight. Pan got to see his first Harbor Freight.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I got to see my first Menards. It was a fun experience going out to dinner and having fun.
Yeah. I just
me and Rick, we really bonded. Like,
yeah, he seems
that was
like a really
fun.
cool dude too. Yeah. I know when I got it, I think I had a premiere for DIY Tuber one of the nights that you guys were together, and I got on the phone and I think you were in the background and I think Jan was in the background, and I was so starstruck listening to you guys just, in the background. It was amazing. That would be awesome though. Just one big kind of hurrah. I don't know. I think that would be so much fun. Really quickly, we're going to get started with, and in fact, I'm actually going to probably have to change some of my questions now because, well, here we go. I'm going to do something called the hot seat, Keav. So this is kind of like a this or that. You're not really supposed to give too much thought into it. You're just going to answer with which one you prefer. You ready?
This could go good or bad. Just letting you know.
It should be okay. So here we go. Let's see. Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Okay. Cooking shows or reality TV?
Cooking shows.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Pizza or tacos?
Tacos.
Lasagna or spaghetti?
Lasagna.
Ooh, me too. Well, this one we've already answered, but dine out or eat at home?
Eat at home.
Eat at home, right?
Eat at home.
Luxury car or classic car?
Man. Classic car.
Classic, huh? Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Book or movie?
Movie. I've never read a book.
You've never read a book. Well, with that photographic memory, you know what I mean?
From cover to cover, I've never read a book. I look at a lot of pictures.
Oh, there you go. Bruce says, I just noticed Keav has real
Hey,
real
Bruce,
headphones.
how about this? That's my DJI mic inside of you.
That is so funny. He is a professional.
Yeah, you see it? It's just a DJI mic.
That is hilarious. I know Keav had, he said, I don't have a mic set up. And I'm like, oh, you'll be fine. And then he gets on. I'm like, you have a mic?
I didn't get a cool setup. I didn't take the podcast.
Oh, well.
Offer. I'm like, I'll be a serial guest.
Well, we do have to give it back,
It's a lot of work to do a podcast. I envy you guys because it's too much work for me.
It is work. It's fun. It's fun.
Stressful because you have a time frame and you have a live at that time frame.
Yes.
You just delay it.
Yeah. Well, and also honestly, like finding people to come on to your podcast who actually want to come on and talk to you. You know what I mean? That's been it's been fun, and I've been blessed that people, again, thank you, Keav, have agreed to come on, but it's kind of a different feeling when you're like, would you like to come on my podcast? I don't know. It feels kind of weird, but
the Thor community is real fun too.
It is.
Everybody's real nice. There's a whole bunch of haters outside of the circle, but
there are haters everywhere. And in fact, that kind of brings up my next question here. So there's been a lot of controversy in the community in 2024. What is your take on the subject? How do you deal with controversy? How do you deal with trolls and haters in your comments? Because I'm sure you come across quite a few.
I mean, which controversy?
Well, I
I
mean,
mean, I just stay in my, I just do my own thing. I know people on both sides of many of these controversies. Um, and I just do my thing. If they don't want to deal with me, then that's it. But I keep open line of communication with just about everybody that I know. I really don't have any enemies that I know of.
yeah,
Um, Trolls and haters, it really kicked in late spring, summer
really,
when videos were doing kind of going viral, 100, 100,000 views. I was getting 100,000 views a week,
that's amazing.
and
My God.
it was I would get just random people, like and uneducated random people. They would just spurt off some hatred, but with no real meaning behind it. Like there's
Right.
no factual basis.
Yeah.
I understand constructive criticism. There's a lot of people in my comments that people would think they're haters, but no, they're just actually stating their opinion. They do it critically, but not, you know, not degrading you in a way.
Yeah.
When somebody comes in a video like today, somebody called me a sellout. You sold me junk. I said, I didn't sell you nothing. I made a video
That's
and I
right.
actually told you
You got
several
it.
times in that video, if you watched it,
Yeah.
to look out for this. And it happens a lot of time with DI systems because
Yeah.
people see my results and then they go, well, I didn't get that. This thing sucks. I'm like, well, what is your TDS? 500. I'm like, well, what do you
Yeah.
expect?
There
You
you
got to
go.
do your research before this stuff. And I
Yeah.
can't hold your hand the whole time. I just
Yeah.
can't. Now, I do understand sometimes when I do some of these cheap Amazon products, like I did in the spring, uh,
Yeah.
a lot of them didn't turn out so well. I found out why some of them didn't because they don't seal very well. So when they tip over, the water hits the top, it's unsealed, gets into the battery compartment, and just basically fries it.
Yeah.
And I had some that I'd never really tested them. So now my protocol is 2 weeks of testing before, unless it's a really hot item, then I'm going to test as much as I can.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks total, like crazy stuff. Like I told you earlier before we went live, I don't have a video for Monday. I All the products that I was testing, they didn't make it.
No.
And the one that does, I still have a couple of. I like to provide upgrade paths and things that you can do. I
Yeah.
don't have the stuff to show that you
Mm.
can do this and do that. So I do
Yeah.
have one in my back pocket from Omaha with Ivan and Rick foam in a car. So that'll be in my Monday video.
There you go. So, I mean, talking about that, let's go into this next question then. What kind of thought process goes into what you decide? And I just realized I made a typo there. Into what you decide to review on your channel. How do you go about figuring out? I mean, you're reviewing everything under the sun, but do you have a rhyme or reason for going for the tools and things that you go for?
Hey, go to Amazon, type in car wash, and then sort by newest
Never comes
arrival.
up.
Whatever gets here first, and whatever is what I think is going to do well is the
Yeah.
first thing I'll touch.
Yeah.
But usually newest arrivals, I buy things before they ever get a review on them. Sometimes they're a month out, like they're not like they're shipping from China on a boat. They'll
Yeah.
get here in 6 weeks, a month.
Yeah.
Some of them don't turn out too well.
I
But
can
usually, I mean, I try to provide whatever delivers the product, whether it's a foamer, sprayer, pressure washer, foam cannon, whatever it is, it delivers the product. I don't get too much into the products themselves
yeah.
because that's a rabbit hole I don't want to go down.
Yeah.
And
Eileen
I
says,
don't want to deal in too saturated markets. So
well,
I
there you
do.
go. She said, do a video on the ones that didn't make it. It'd be a banger.
That's a good idea. Usually they wind up in the trash can
Yeah.
because I don't write them off because usually if I throw them away, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I should do a video like just say none of these. I'll just save them up. None of these
Yeah.
work. Let's see if they survive a drop off the roof. Something like
Yeah.
that.
There you go. I mean, we all love those drop off the roof videos. I got to tell you, anytime I know you're doing a foam cannon, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see.
Most of them don't make it.
No, obviously not. Um, we have you, Masters of the Shiny List is saying, have you tested any DI systems from on the go? I don't
I
even
have
know.
not, but they are the exact same as say the griots, as the atoms. All the other ones they're made by Clack. The
Okay.
housings, the bypass, the tanks, they're all made by just a few manufacturers. They're just bought, rebranded. The only thing that they can really impact is the resin quality that they buy. So like CR Spotless has a really good resin because if you saw Josh's video, they regenerate their own resin and they use their own standards to regenerate that resin.
Hmm.
If you use cheap processes, you can get some really bad regenerated resin, which is why sometimes I only got 500 gallons this time. Next time you get 1,000 is because the quality of the resin that you got is way better.
Okay.
So if they buy quality resin, that's why some resins cost a lot more.
Okay. So is On the Go, is that just, I've never even heard of that. Where do you
So
get it?
On the Go is I don't know if it'd be larger. It's a bigger company that sells those tank style DI systems.
Okay.
Where it's just a big tank with an inlet and outlet on the top. Some have a bypass. It's just it's a more efficient way to clean water because say if you have a CR Spotless with two 20-inch tanks, since it goes through one and goes into the other,
Yeah.
the resin isn't as efficient because it's not filtering in mass. DI water it's a scientific thing. It's positive and negative ions, and when they work together in mass, they clean more efficiently.
There you go.
So those are much more efficient systems. They usually can do a lot more flow as well.
Yeah.
Most people don't go with them because they don't wall mount and
Yeah.
they're big and cumbersome and heavy.
Huh.
But they make the Atoms one that's out there. They rebrand that for Atoms.
Okay. I had seen there is somebody local to me. Honestly, now I can't even think of the name of their channel, but they like contacted a water, like a water company, I guess, and
Mhm.
had them come and install a tank, which they pay like $25 a month
Mhm.
for DI water. And that's something that I was thinking that seems like a better deal if you're detailing out of your home to do something like that. But I've tried to figure out what company. Do you have any insight onto how to do that?
So you have to equate your cost per gallon, right? If you have
Okay.
really low TDS, really high quality water, it's going to be cheaper for you to do it yourself.
Okay.
It's cumbersome to refill your canisters, but usually a good water, you're going to do it once a season,
Okay.
and it's going to cost you $100 in resin to do all those gallons.
Okay.
Some people go to a detail shop that already does DI water. You could buy it
Yeah.
from them for
Yeah.
some people that's between 15 and 25 cents a gallon, I think.
Yeah.
But a company like Culligan,
Oh,
they
okay.
do tank rentals, and those
Oh,
are massive tanks,
yeah, they are
like
real big.
4-foot tanks. They do 10 GPM. They're amazing.
Yeah.
And I think you pay so much a month as a subscription, and then you have to pay so much every time they swap out the tank. I think it's like
Yeah.
$100, and
Okay.
they regenerate the resin. So they're just taking resin. They're doing a process where they separate the resin. They do their regeneration process, which is a video I'm working on for the spring.
Oh, cool.
It's taking me a while. I'm going to try to give everybody all of everything they need to build their own regeneration process
Oh my goodness.
and pick
Wow.
all the stuff that's going to work, and it's going to be easy. You're dealing with chemicals, but you know
How about
it's way cheap.
affordable?
It's going to try to be affordable. It's going to be cheaper than buying resin
I'm buying
for sure.
resin.
I mean, your
Yeah.
ROI, it may take you a season or two to pay it back.
Yeah. Huh. That's interesting. Well, I can't wait for that. You said in the spring. That's your.
Spring is when I'll release most of my ideas because
Oh,
that's when the views are going to hit for it.
okay.
And the winters that gives me the time to, since I don't have a lawn to mow right now, gives me the time to screw around and research and figure it all out.
Okay. The occasional detailer says, which product category do you think is the biggest opportunity for innovation?
Battery foamers.
Battery foamers.
Battery foamers. There isn't nobody's set the bar yet. IK has the eFoam Pro
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
The eFoam Pro 2 is coming out, which I think will set a bar
And that's
because
the battery one, right?
yeah, it has some downfalls because the compressor's at the bottom, the battery's at the bottom, so you can't dip your bottle in the solution in the
Mhm.
bucket anymore. But it's pretty good. Everything out there is just basically like an Amazon product, a rebranded Amazon product
Yeah.
or AliExpress. You can make your own DIY stuff, but yeah, battery foamers is where I think the next big foam cannon realm is going to be.
Yeah. That IK foamer, I don't remember who I was talking to, but somebody said it was rather heavy as well. The battery from IK.
Um, it's heavy, but it's in the bottom, which you wouldn't. I don't know. I only held it for like 15 minutes at SEMA. So I haven't
Okay.
been able to really equate, because usually when the battery's at the top, it's
Yeah.
less fatigue on your wrist versus at the bottom, because it's going to
Bottom.
swing on a pendulum. It's going to have some leverage on your wrist.
Yeah.
But I mean, they all have their ups and downs. You can't have everything you want.
Yeah.
Just like if you want it really light, you're going to have to wear your hand out pumping it.
All
And other
that.
people say they just pump it, but most people, if you watch them, they pump it, but they don't ever pump it up to the point where it sprays its best. Just where it sprays enough.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. We have some people talking about that shower nozzle in here.
Oh, nice. There's a few people have talked about it leaking, but yeah, sometimes you have to screw it down. Sometimes some Teflon tape might help.
Yeah.
Um, but don't use it with your pressure washer on either, because it's
Mm,
too much for what it was designed for.
yeah.
But
Now
it
I
works really well. I use it. It's like a faucet. I use it to
yeah,
clean my foam cannons, for spotless rinses, all that kind of stuff.
yeah. I must say I haven't bought the shower nozzle yet, but I did. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Is it the Elely or Eli? Elely?
Eley.
Eley. Man, after that video, you had come out with a video. I bought it, and that thing is amazing.
It's
I
like one of the few things that me and Matt from OG are aligned on.
yeah,
Eley is amazing. Uh,
it really is.
and when you're dealing in that price range,
Yeah,
I think the juice is worth the squeeze,
yeah,
because $100 versus, a Kranzl's $1,500. That's
yeah,
totally different.
yeah,
I don't mind that Eley is just, because I water my grass
yeah,
manually, so I have
yeah,
shut off valves everywhere. I have quick connects everywhere.
yeah,
They snap in. They have the size on the nozzle is like that big,
yeah.
so it flows all the water.
No, it's perfect. There's been so many times where I literally will forego the pressure washer just because I don't wanna turn it on or get it out or have to listen to it, and just go with that hose, and it works
Yeah, with
great.
the sprayer tip.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
it's awesome. It has the great fan pattern. I mean, it's just I don't know, I think it's
Yeah, it works
amazing. So
great.
thank you for that because
Yeah.
that was all 'cause of you. Um, is the SPTA foamer still the best one, or is there one in the queue that could be better coming from
It's
what?
the one still sitting on my shelf right now.
Okay.
Um, the IK eFoam Pro 2, when it comes out, will probably be the next one, because nothing sprays like that. And if
Yeah.
it's heavy, I'll deal with it if it sprays like an IK.
Yeah. Now it does seem kind of pricey to me, the IK. I was hoping that it was gonna be a little cheaper, or maybe I expected it to be a little less expensive, and I'm not really sure why because it is IK, so I guess you're paying for the name, you're paying for the brand, right? So that was a little disappointing to me because it just seems like, man, do I wanna drop, over $100 on a handheld battery? I don't know. What is
I
your
thought
thought?
120, I thought was a little high, but I
Yeah.
initially thought when I heard the price that it was gonna be replaceable batteries, like port swap out batteries,
Oh, okay.
which would have, I think, made it kind of worth it.
Worth it, but it's
But when
not.
you're in a market where you're fixing to set the bar,
Yeah.
and you put all that, I don't know how much R&D they really put into it, because the
Yeah.
top stays the same. But they definitely had to make sure it lasts.
Yeah.
When the Grillos is 129.99, it's the worst foamer on planet Earth. And the Max Shine, what, for $125 wasn't,
Yeah.
it was okay,
Yeah.
but not worth $125.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to make an IK and put a valve on it, or use a Foam Pro 2 Plus that already has the valve,
Yeah.
use a inflator, then you're $80 to $90, somewhere in
Yeah.
that price range.
Yeah. Huh. Um, what do we have here? I'm between the CR Simple Chuck or the OTG dual bed. Simple Chuck would be easier. I'm gonna pretend.
Simple Chuck is better,
Okay. I was
because
gonna
it
say I'm gonna
holds
pretend
more.
like I know this. I don't.
Yeah, it holds more, but it has its own proprietary filter system, and the way that you change out cartridges on it. I think it holds almost half a cubic foot, so it holds much more. It's already basically set up for a garden hose in and out, and I believe they separate the resins on that one. Can't remember.
Okay. Yeah, CR Spotless seems to be the one system that is like the system to beat. Do you agree?
Um, they're just the one that did it right the first. They were the first ones to do it right. They
Okay.
had the meter. It's the industry standard housing.
Yeah.
They make a much more durable, heavy duty mounting bracket, which is way better than the cheaper ones that are out there. But the filter housing and the housing itself, they provide a service too. So they drill the hole in there, they seat that TDS meter. So they are modifying it and making sure that it works for you.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more. You could build your own for 315, about $100 less.
Yeah. It's not bad.
But they're
Um,
providing the service for you, so you didn't have to do it.
yeah. Yeah. Which makes sense. Juice Free is asking, Keith, why don't people use RO water?
Because it's cumbersome.
What is RO
It
water?
takes reverse osmosis. So
Okay.
you take water, and DI water goes through a resin filter, and the ions attach themselves to the solids, right? Whether it's positive or negative,
Okay.
and pulls them out. And the only thing comes out is clear water. Reverse osmosis basically takes that water, shoves it through a membrane, and whatever comes out on the opposite side is very clean water. It's not pure. It's
Okay.
not DI level water, but sometimes you can get down to a couple ppm, but usually about 10 ppm. Then you got to store that water because there's not too many RO systems out there that can run at the same rate of water as a pressure washer.
Okay.
You might have to collect water for several hours to be able to have enough water to use for a car wash. Then, as you push through that membrane, the clean water on the outside, that bad water's got to go somewhere. So you have concentrated bad water that's
Oh,
sometimes 2, sometimes 3 to 1, and you've got to find a place to exit that water. Yeah.
see, I'm just listening to
No,
you. I'm
but
like,
RO
wow.
is the way to go if you want to do it yourself
Okay.
and you're over 300 TDS water,
Okay.
or you really want to save. Like, you're going to save money if you do reverse osmosis. I did a video showing how you could buy a cheap one for $200, $250. Buy
Okay.
a brute, because if you brute trash cans are food safe, because you don't want to put it in any container. It has to be a container that doesn't leach plastic
Mhm.
back into the water. Then when you store the water, you have to put that water back through the DI, because you don't want to DI it, store it, and then use it later, because it could get contaminated
Okay.
at some point. It's best to pump it out of your source, bring it through the DI resin, and straight through the pressure
Yeah.
washer or hose or whatever. But yeah, RO is the way to go. That CR Spotless Pro system, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's pricey though. Your ROI is going to take you a long time to get that money back.
Mhm. Yeah. Gosh, so much to
When
think
is
about.
Keav going to come up with his own foam cannon?
You know what?
Never.
That's a legitimate question, and I was thinking about that actually, Adamo, that that you bring this up, because you are testing, I mean, just review after review. You know the ins and outs of all of these, technicalities within these tools and pieces of equipment. And I'm thinking, just like Josh is coming up with a pressure washer, Keith, that would be something that I'm sure you could. I mean, you could make something and it be chef's
Here, let
kiss.
me do what everybody else does. Let me grab this catalog. I want that part and that part and that part. You guys put it together. I want it to be red, and then this and that. I mean, foam cannon technology, really, it's the same across the board.
Is it? I
They've
mean, I
some foam
guess,
better than
right?
others because the pull rate of the manifold is different. You can offset your dilutions to get everything to foam exactly the same. Well, I thought so. The Max Shine didn't foam the way I thought it was going to foam, but most, like the Boss foam cannon, doesn't foam as good as an MJGC.
Yeah.
But the MJGC pull rate's a lot more. It's like 20% more.
Yeah.
So if you put 20% less water in your dilution, you can use the same amount of chemicals. The
Okay.
amount of the speed at which the bottle empties is the same. The foam level will be the same.
Okay.
Which is why when people use a Griot's and they use the metering tip,
Yes.
it foams better, because you've equaled the playing field. You've taken that siphon and made the hole smaller to where the pull rate, if you do the same thing on the MJGC, it'd be the same, because you've put both of them on the same playing field.
Okay. I
Because
have
what's his name in the chat? I forget. Dude, I'm sorry, but somebody just made is it Steve? Just made a YouTube channel recently where he really did a deep dive on foam cannon technology. It's
I'm gonna
basically
have to.
just different size holes in the manifold that
Yeah.
makes it siphon more or less.
Yeah.
That what I would want to improve on is functionality.
Yeah.
I would want my settings to be locked in. It's got to be some way to lock that setting. My fan spray, right? Every time you get the foam cannon out, don't you wind up having to adjust that foam spray?
Yeah.
It's never the way you left it. There's got to
That's
be a way to be able to
true.
take that and lock it in,
Yeah. I never thought well, actually, maybe I've thought about that,
or
but
a
you're right.
true metered top that has like dilution ratios on it that you can click on. You turn it. This is 10 to 1. This is 20 to 1. That way,
Yeah.
if you use the metering tip and you used straight soap, you don't have the metering tip. Use straight soap and just say, hey, I want 10 to 1, I want 12 to 1, 20 to 1, 100 to 1. You just
Ooh, there you
turn the dial.
go. There you go.
But I
Okay.
have no desire to sell any product.
No.
I don't want to be in retail. I don't want to own a company that sells anything.
I mean, do you have any desire to help create the specs for one? I mean,
I
to be
mean, I've helped people. I've helped some. I can't
okay.
say what I've done, but I've helped some. Some advice was not taken, and some advice was taken.
That's usually how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Eddie's here asking, how is Max Shine electric sprayers? I think you touched
I
on it a little bit.
I just did a video on that a couple videos ago. It's not worth the money, but
Mm,
it does all right. It's yeah. It's
yeah.
Griots that's a little bit better, basically.
Now I don't have the Griots, the foam cannon. But I do have it's a one it's from Superior Image. I'm not sure if you've heard of Superior Image, but it is supposed to be a foam cannon that has a meter tip like the Griots.
Okay.
I haven't tried it yet, but I'm interested to see how that works.
Yeah. You can make any foam cannon meter. You
Okay.
just have to you
So
can
where
take
you can
that little
actually
piece you can buy from Griots, or you can buy a pack of for $20, a pack of like 20 of those different tips, or you can go to Clean Right and get them
okay.
from Clean Right because that's what all those major car wash systems use to meter the amount of water that's coming from the tank to the car wash and make
Okay.
sure that it
Oh,
goes through. So you can take that if the tube of your foam cannon is small enough, you can just shove it in the tube. It just has to be tight enough to where soap can't get around the edges, and it's forced to
oh,
go through that hole. In my video today, I took a weighted ball and was able to shove the Griot's tip in there and made it work
wow. I'm gonna have
because
to
Max Shine's dual threaded, so you can just take a Car Pro Reset bottle or Apex bottle
yeah.
and just screw it right on. Griot's the same way. The new MJJC,
Wow.
if your bottle doesn't break, so you have to use the soap bottles.
Right? If your bottle doesn't break. Conway Stevens, what are your thoughts on the AR pressure washers?
I love them. Actually, AR is fixing to go up on the wall now. The Active 2.3 is coming down because it's too loud.
Oh, you don't like the Active
Oh, I
2.3?
love the Active 2.3. It vibrates the walls upstairs.
Oh, okay.
It's just there's no way where it's mounted that I can really stop the vibration. And
Yeah.
I have a monster pro level AR that does almost 3 gallons a minute to put up on the shelf, so I might as well put it up there. But AR and if anybody's watching, AR is retooling. So this spring they're re-releasing all of their 630 products with new pumps. Um, there's supposed to be some with a switch that allows you to be able to turn total stop off and on just via a switch. They're
Wow.
coming out with nickel plated and stainless steel outlets and inlets to help people that have DI water because DI leaches brass.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, if you don't need it now, I would hold off until the new ones come out this spring because they do have new pumps and stuff coming out.
Wow, that's amazing. And will they be the same price point?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I was told not to say anything during the SEMA, but I think it's been long enough.
Uh,
These models are already available in Europe, so whenever
so
they
they'll
get
be
here,
there.
converted to 110 and get here in the spring, well, we'll see. Because the tooling for those it's 20 years old, the technology, so we should see. They should be improved. They're coming. I know they're coming out with some pumps that are supposed to do some really good numbers.
Wow, that's awesome. I mean, I have the Active 2.0 and honestly, the only other pressure washer I have to even compare it to is the Ryobi 1900 because that's what I started with. So for me, the Active 2.0 is like, "Whoa,"
It's night and day.
Um, absolutely.
And
But
there's some people who have had issues with the 2.0, but I never did.
yeah,
With any product that launches, especially something that has to deal with water types,
yeah,
uh, it's tough to make a product that's 100% bulletproof.
yeah,
You just don't know what's in the water. It eats at those pumps.
yeah.
Some just don't make it, and some make it a long way.
Now, I will say that I'm on my second Active 2.0 because the first one just quit on me. The I don't know what happened. The motor, it stopped working, and it was only, gosh, I had only used it, maybe a couple months. But with the warranty, I got a new one, and I haven't had any
Yeah,
issues
their
with it.
customer service is quite good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They
No, I
they'll
mean,
replace something, and right now you can call them for just about anything, and you can get
yeah.
it. But their website's supposed to be able, you should be able to just order any part you want online, so you can actually rebuild a 2.0.
Yeah.
You can just, well, it's not really rebuildable. You just replace the
Yeah.
pump head.
Yeah. Stephen Mellinson, I agree. Keav's knowledge is absolutely impressive. I'm telling you, that's why I'm like, every time I listen to him, I'm just like, God,
I think I'm an idiot. So
he knows some stuff.
Juice said something there about RO water. Yes, RO is very cheap. You can buy the cheaper systems. It just take longer to fill up your storage. So if you're somebody who's not very frugal with their water,
Yeah.
you gotta wait a while. Yeah, a good RO system, Brian, is 1-to-1. The cheaper ones are gonna be 2, 3-to-1. Just depends.
Yeah.
But if you really want to get into RO systems, you guys should go and get into window cleaning YouTube. There's some
Window
really good
cleaning?
homemade RO systems out there.
Huh. Interesting. Adamo said, just got my tester. My TDS is 76, which is
76 is good.
good. Mine was like
Very
in
good.
the high 80s, and I'm thinking that that's like terrible. And I
No,
made a
high
video
80s is good.
and I'm like, that's not even bad.
Usually if your water is very low in TDS and you're on city municipal water, your water is
Yeah.
very high in chlorine.
Uh-oh.
So now you've got rid of the solids problem. Now
But
you have
now
to
I
deal with
have
the chemical problem.
Oh, okay. So I guess you can just buy strips. How do you test for chlorine, right? Just by like
You can use strips, but every once in a while, if you walk into Home Depot up front, there'll be free water tests at Home Depot. So they
Really?
give you a vial, self-stamped envelope. You fill up your vial, fill out your information, send it off, and send you back they'll let you know what's in your water. But usually you can reach out to your local water company, and
Okay.
they usually have EPA tests that they have to do once a year. They release the results. You can see if they've have I forget what it's called, but after the process, there's an allowable amount of chlorine. There can be more than that. Residual chlorine is what it's called. And
Hmm.
chlorine and resin don't go together very well.
Uh-oh.
Chlorine eats at resin.
Well, it's good to know. So low TDS usually means high chlorine. See, I would have never known
If
that.
you're on some kind of municipal water, somebody's cleaning your water through some kind of filtering process versus well water.
Yeah.
Or
I'm
if you
definitely
live in
not
the
on
mountains, you might
no.
get some nice limestone water. That's
Yeah.
basically almost pure.
Okay. Huh. That's interesting. Let's go ahead. We've been on for see what happens for almost an hour because this is so
Like
interesting.
I said, don't feel like we have to stop.
Okay, no, that's fine. But I think that we should go ahead and do our first giveaway.
Nice.
So let's go ahead. Let's do $50 giveaway to Thor. The winner, please contact Jamie at thehouseofrags.com for your gift card. So first person in the chat to answer will win that $50, and we'll just make this nice and simple. In the hot seat questions, I asked Keav whether he enjoyed pizza or tacos. What was his answer? Apple pie is the answer. Keav's Cookies. Oh, I think, oh gosh, those came quick. All at the same time. Hold on just a second. Is it, I think it's Mackenzie.
That's what it looks like.
I think that's the first one I see. Absolutely. He chose tacos. Do you have a favorite kind of taco, Keav? Ground beef, shredded
Steak,
beef, steak tacos.
steak, cilantro, and onions. Old
Oh,
school.
that sounds so
corn
good.
tortilla.
What do you think about a fish taco? Do you believe fish belong in tacos? Because this is a big debate in my family, like huge.
I mean, it tastes good. Normally, I like fish by itself.
Yeah, I love seafood and I love a good fish taco. My dad, if he heard me saying that right now, would, just have a fit. He's like, fish don't belong in tacos, but fish tacos are good. Mackenzie, you are our winner. Please contact Jamie at the House of Rags for your $50 Thor card. We will do one more giveaway here in a minute.
I'm gonna do one as well.
Oh, really?
I have a $50 gift card.
Oh, look at
to
that.
Thor.
Woo-hoo. So let's see. What do you see, Keav, in your future? You have done quite a few things in your lifetime. You are on a roll with this YouTube content creation. I mean, your channel is one that people are drawn to. And I do have to say, and I guarantee people in chat will agree, if they are looking to buy something, they're going to watch your channel first. They're going to look at your review because I mean, really, you're intelligent, you're reliable, you're honest, you're non-biased. I mean, you know what I mean? So do
I
you
think I am. Some people don't. But
no, I think you totally are, and I swear people in the chat would absolutely agree. But what does your future hold in this industry? Do you plan on doing this for another 10 years? Do you feel like you will get bored and be obsessed with something else? What do you think?
as long as the products keep coming along and there's something innovative and something coming along, I'll try to always be doing this. But I
Yeah.
feel like it's better as a part-time thing and not as a full-time thing.
Do you?
Full-time thing could happen, but I'm afraid of it. I really am.
Mhm.
I'm afraid I'll have to become a sellout. Like,
Why?
really, I mean, when it becomes your paycheck that you rely on,
Well,
it changes how you do things. It really does. And it's not that you would be doing something because you wanted the money, because you need the money. You have to have
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. That's why I'm if I did go full time, I would have to make sure that I am very well to go before it ever happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Especially when you want to be self-sustained, independent, right? You don't want to align yourself with any particular brand. I mean, I know people at the House of Rags and people active. I know people at many companies, but when it comes to the review, it's independent. You know, that's the
Yeah.
tough part.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I ever did take sponsorships, it would have to be something that wasn't within the same niche that I'm working in.
Oh, okay, that's
Like, I
interesting.
wouldn't want to be I wouldn't want to be presenting a product line or something like that because I don't like to. I'm not a commercial guy. I don't like to do commercials.
Yeah.
I want to throw stuff. I want to see how good stuff is.
You wanna keep throwing things off the walls, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I would too because that's just fun, right? And I think that's another thing is, I mean, if you're having fun, it makes it that much better, right? So you always gotta stick to
Yeah.
something that you're actually really interested in, right?
And it is kind of, people we talk about Keav Cookies. A lot of people don't get that reference, but
No, they don't.
I mean, if you have a loyal fan base, like you said, you feel to the majority of people, you feel presentable, you feel honest that if they buy stuff. You feel bad if something doesn't go right, right?
Yeah.
You feel somewhat responsible.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, it pays for a lot of stuff. It does.
Yeah.
Which is why I kind of like it as a part-time thing. So I can use that money instead of having to pay bills with that money. I can
Yeah.
use that money to buy more stuff.
Yeah, I totally agree. Now, you had mentioned, and hopefully you don't mind me saying this, but you had mentioned if not a podcast, you maybe would start like a wash and talk, and you have done a few
Mhm.
of those on your channel. Do you think that that's something that you will look into
Yeah,
2025? I mean,
once a month. Progress of the channel. That's probably when we'll go over products that didn't work,
okay.
or maybe previews of products that possibly could be making it to a video. Kind of and that may be a place where I like go through some of the chemical stuff. I'm like, hey, these are the chemicals I have on my shelf. This is what
Yeah.
I'm looking to try. Like I'm going on a slight soap journey, learning
Okay.
about acidic soaps and different cleaning soaps.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go any further down this rabbit hole. I've done enough.
I just kind of geeked out on the whole soap thing this summer, and I have a spreadsheet, and I've shared it with a few people. But I literally, came across. I mean, I wrote down every brand that I could think of that sold soap because what I wanted to see is what companies sold a 3 pH system, like had the acidic, had the alkaline. I don't know why, but the whole 3 pH thing just really intrigues me. I don't know that it's definitely necessary, but it's intriguing, just the whole chemistry behind those soaps. And so I literally have every soap from every company and I have their pH level. And, it's interesting to see that there are some companies who have 12 pH neutral soaps or 5 pH neutral soaps. And I sit there and I wonder why. Like,
Yeah, it's
what's
like
the point of
I
that?
don't think I'll
You know?
ever foam the car twice. I don't think I'll ever get into a 3 pH system.
No.
I don't want to do multiple foamings.
Mm. But foaming
Um,
is fun, Keeve.
but it is fun. But I would use whatever product I needed for the time.
Yeah.
I don't wash other people's cars. I wash my own cars. So
Yeah.
I know where I live, I don't need an acidic product too much. There's no salt here. Um, there's not too much going on. Alkaline is where I would go because it's mainly bug guts and stuff
There
like
you
that.
go.
That the alkaline would be better off for.
Yeah. Yeah. The House of Rags, you guys have a New Year's sale going on tomorrow and New Year's Day only. They're saying to prepare yourselves. So
That's got to be
I'm,
Jamie. Jamie's
I'm,
always selling something.
he's good at it though.
I swear. Does anybody get him as every other ad on YouTube?
He comes up
Here,
quite a
he's
lot in
kissing
my
that
feed.
ADS. He kisses that ADS bottle like at the end of his little commercial.
Yeah, I mean, he is one of those that has that like he just has the charisma, I think, to
That's why he
sell.
wanted to be a wrestler. You know, He's-
Wait a minute, I haven't heard
he's,
about this
he's
one.
an actor. What was his name? But somebody say in the chat, what was his wrestling name supposed to be?
Oh, please, somebody say this in
It's like
chat.
Big Daddy
Because
something or something like that.
oh, we're talking about Jamie the cleaner here.
Damon the Cleaner.
Big Daddy, what? Oh, please, somebody put it in the chat. In the chat, James.
Somebody's got to know it.
Oh, somebody has to. That's amazing. So I'm
Sure.
guessing Jamie, if you're in the chat, are you into like WWE? Is this a thing? Big Daddy Yum Yum? That's not it,
Yeah,
is it?
it was something. Big Daddy Yum Yum. I think that's it.
I absolutely, yep. Look at everybody. James Payne, Big
James
Daddy Yum
Payne.
Yum. Well, that his friend was Big Daddy Yum
Oh,
Yum.
okay, that's it.
Oh, okay. James Payne. That's pretty amazing. See, you learn something new every day, even when you're not interviewing the that's pretty cool.
That's the curse of remembering everything.
There you go.
It's
See?
like my wife, my son will watch a movie that we haven't seen in 5 years. I'll recite every single word,
Oh my gosh.
every
My
part of it.
dog
Like that's why when I'm editing, I can just like, oh, that saying was in this movie. Let's throw a snippet in there real quick.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Yeah.
My daughter is that way. She literally will watch a movie one time and then we'll be in the car and she'll just, spit off a line and she's like, "Don't you remember where that's from?" I'm like,
Yeah, you don't get that reference?
I have
Come
no
on.
idea what you are speaking of right now, child. That's pretty cool. I love
And
that.
I've watched just about every movie from when I was a kid all the way up to about
Yeah.
2015 when movies
Yeah.
were better. They're not so great now.
Yeah.
Comedy is kind of
Oh, it's gone
now
downhill.
that Netflix pays for everything and it feels like nobody has to put any effort in to get box office sales. So.
Yeah. I've been a little disappointed. I love Gladiator. I don't know if you've seen the movie
Yes,
Gladiator.
not the new one. I like the old one.
Well, me too. Well, we just watched the new one last night and I was thoroughly disappointed.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It was, I don't know if anybody else in the chat has seen Gladiator 2. Thoroughly disappointed. Don't waste your time. I thought it was awful. I was pissed. And you know what? It's the first movie which Denzel Washington plays in, which I'm a huge Denzel fan. It is the first movie that I hated him in it. Like I thought it was literally one of the worst movies ever.
Because
Anyway,
it just didn't match the character.
it just didn't. It just didn't. I, Gladiator was such an iconic movie that sometimes when they make part twos, I don't see why. Like you're never going to get the same, you know what I mean, feeling that you got. It tried to match, but it really made no sense. I don't know. That maybe it's just me.
Yeah,
But
Ghostbusters was the same way. Except
oh,
the new ones are actually not bad
yeah,
because it's a kind of a whole new story arc still based off the old one. It's not
yeah,
like copying.
yeah. I used
But
to love Ghostbusters. Shout out to Keav and his DI water setup. Helped me a lot. When he was building his mobile detail van, that was
nice.
automatic. That's awesome. Keav, you really do help a lot of people, and I know that you know this.
I hope
Uh,
so. But
somebody
I'm one of those people. I don't know if when you get a negative comment, does it ruin your day?
a couple times there have been a few comments where I'm like, how rude.
Yeah.
I don't know that it ruins my day, but it really does. What it does is it takes me everything not to snap back because my first instinct is just to want to be that keyboard warrior and just go to
Mhm.
town. And then I have to really sit back and think like, okay, don't let them take you down to that level. You know what I mean? Because like you said earlier, most of the comments that people are making, a lot of them are just unhinged with no basis to them. Like there is
Yeah.
no intelligence behind them. It's literally people just wanting to talk crap,
Yeah. I mean, normally if it's just a troll or if it's just
Yeah.
somebody making some
Yeah.
something that I thought that if they were my friend and it was banter, I might get it.
Yeah.
But when somebody like questions your integrity,
Yeah.
I get really mad and
Yeah.
it ruins my day. And I'll clap back.
Yeah.
Pan, I've talked to Pan a lot. Pan said, these you put a lot of hard work into this stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it's okay to be constructive, but it's not okay to be like that. So somebody did
Yeah.
something today, and I was like, "Hey, kick rocks. I don't
Yeah.
care." Like, they're like,
I
This is the last time you wasted my money." I said, "I didn't spend your money.
yeah.
You spent your money."
Yeah.
Um, I tell everybody in here, do not rely on me 100% for anything.
Yeah.
Do some research.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just you called me a sellout, and I was like, "Dude, stop
Yeah.
watching, unsubscribe. I don't want you here anyway.
Yeah. And
Go away."
and that's the way I see it. Like if you literally don't like it that much, then just why even comment? Like just press the button because it's super simple to
Yeah.
just unsubscribe and go on with your day.
I
Yeah.
understand some people. I may have spent $240 on a water drop DI system.
Yeah.
I
I
told you in
mean,
the video that the filter didn't have much resin in it. You're going to have to upgrade it. I even showed
yeah.
you how to upgrade it in the video.
Yep.
And I said, the reason I buy this is because the bypass is the best on the market. And you're basically getting a 10-inch filter system for a good price.
Yeah.
Use it as a base for something else.
Yeah.
But they see me with my 50 TDS water, get 0 ppm, and they see me get 300, 400 gallons. They think
Yeah.
they're going to get it. And they didn't research.
But-
They hooked their swamp water up to it. And, you know,
Yeah. No, that's
it didn't,
exactly it.
didn't perform. It's got to be Jamie that sent that comment.
Oh, it's somebody trolling, huh? Um, John Weber says, Chrissy, I think he meant Keav, I'm guessing, to release his recipe for the red mud spray for
It's
product testing.
it's a scoop in my backyard in a gallon of water. That's it. Shaken up.
Now,
And I'll tell you what, a Talco sprayer has been spraying that red clay for like 3 years now, 3, 4 years.
really,
Yeah. And
no
it
clogging, no issue.
sprays mud water and
Wow.
still works perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. That has always kind of fascinated me. I think who was the other is it he from the UK? Forensic Detailing.
Yeah.
He like creates his own, kind of like mud water or whatever, which has always kind of intrigued me because, that's perfect to simulate, when you're
Yeah,
testing.
you're
out new
simulating
chemicals.
getting grit off the
Yeah.
surface. So
Yeah.
when you get into that contact wash, I
Yeah.
mean, how much did it clean? How much is left behind?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that part's always intrigued me. In fact, I think I even YouTubed not too long ago, like how to make that kind. Yeah, I didn't get very far.
It depends on the area you live in. Like this is Georgia red clay, so I got the perfect water for
Yeah.
it. If you
Well,
live
will
in
you send
Florida
me some of
and
that?
you have sand water, that's a little different.
Yeah. Um, it makes his own mud water, but can't get incredible suds to foam. Hey now.
I should feel so ashamed. I've never seen a foam cannon not foam incredible suds on an
I
active
mean,
product ever.
the Incredible Suds foams just on it. Yeah, that soap is pretty cool. Definitely have to say. One question I've always wanted to ask you though, what is it with your opinion against tire shine or any type of what I can't even think right now. You know
So
what I mean?
I keep my cars clean, so my tires don't oxidize, right?
Okay.
And
But
they tend to oxidize more when you put tire shines on. They yellow more when they go bad than before. But I just like the natural look of just perfectly matte
Plain
looking
rubber.
rubber. Keep it clean. I use bleach white from Black Magic, highly alkaline,
Yeah.
really tough cleaner. Don't get it on your wheels too much.
Yeah.
But I clean it up and that's it. And I just feel like it's an extra process that I don't want to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
brush it on, and you got to wipe it off with the microfiber, and you don't want it too much here, too much there. Just like I don't do toppers anymore either.
Yeah.
Let the coating do its work.
And by the way, they weren't talking about you, Keav. They were talking about Forensic Detailing. When he could not get, and I actually watched that video. He
Oh,
incredible.
I'll say my video today. I couldn't get it to foam on the active very well.
I haven't seen your video today, so I'm gonna have to go watch it. I usually have a list, throughout the week of the videos that I need to go back and binge. And, then when I say I'm going to sleep and really I'm up and just watching videos till 3 a.m. Does anybody else do that?
Yeah, and funny thing is, he's in Europe too, so they get better performance out of their pressure washers.
Yeah.
They can foam just about anything over there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe what he was using it was too thick to siphon properly. I don't know what dilution ratio he used. but
I'm
I
not.
haven't watched the video to know.
Yeah. Christy, how do you feel about bleach white?
But is it bleach white or blesh white? I
You
don't remember.
know, either way.
This
Either
funny
way.
thing I was watching, I've used it back when it was Wesley's. When
I
it was
don't.
Wesley's owned it, it was way stronger than it is now. It's kind of like Chemical Guys got a little watered down once they got
Yeah.
into Walmart and places like
Yeah.
that. Black Magic bought it out. But
Yeah.
I watch a YouTube channel called Cletus McFarland, and there's an
Okay.
older gentleman on there called Mr. Sam, and he's just in the background buffing cars and everything. And he used to own a chemical company in Tampa, and they actually are the ones who create that formula
Really?
and still manufacture it today. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
small circle.
People are saying that glazed donuts are coming back in
I
2025.
didn't know they went out of style. I didn't know.
And we were talking about who Guardian straight is pretty wild. And I absolutely agree.
What is Guardian?
Have you tried the tire shine, I believe,
No.
right? For
I
detail.
only tried Pan's tire shine because I just, I was like, man, I'll give Pan stuff a full line try. But I'm
Yeah.
not the person that can sit there and tell you if it's the best or not because I don't use tire shine. But it worked.
Yeah. I actually I didn't used to like really glossy tires. I like more of the matte look, but lately the glossier is kind of growing on me. I'm not sure. So whoever said gloss donuts coming back in 2025, you might be right. You might be right. I just like trying all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I don't ever really like to put, like, for instance, even coatings, like playing with coatings on cars. Um I don't have a coating on mine because if I have a coating on my car, then I can't try the 27 other products I have sitting on the shelves. You know what I
Which is
mean?
that's why I don't do it. Because I feel
You
like I would
know?
have to put like I would absolutely have OCD crazy if my car had 20 different coatings on it. Because if
Yeah.
they all react differently,
Yeah.
I would I wouldn't be able to deal with it. They would
Yeah.
have to be the same, have to look the same all the way across.
Yeah.
I mean, I use them because it makes the cars easier but my daily doesn't have a ceramic coating on it.
Yeah.
I
Well,
want to put one on it, but
yeah.
it's too much work.
Yeah. I have a video that should have dropped months ago that I still have not dropped yet, where I actually put 8 different coatings on my daughter's car. Um, I need to get that one going, but the editing on that one is insane. And you know what the worst part about it was, she's in college now, and I can't ever figure out when this girl's gonna be home to do any kind of, like, how to mess up. I should have used my car, because to go back and to try to do any kind of update, it's like, "Where are you? I need your car,
But
child."
that's the best real world testing, isn't it?
It
Like,
really
we
is.
put Hydrolite on my son's car, and it was in bad shape before. We
Yeah,
did a full video, got it
yeah,
done, got it coated, and it hasn't been washed but one time since.
yeah,
So when it
yeah.
comes in for its 6 month, 1 year, look
It
up, like,
yeah,
hit
it
underneath trees, and it's
there
got
you go.
dents on the roof from walnuts.
Yeah.
It's
No,
abused.
I totally agree, and my car is parked in the garage, and her car, stays outside because, you know, my house, right? I get the garage. That's my space. She's always like, "How come you never let me park in there?" I'm like, "'Cause that's mine."
Yeah,
So,
Westcat, I use basically ceramic gloss most of the time
yeah,
from DIY Detail,
yeah,
or just, I mean, Detail Co's, Stay Strong. Um, it's not a whole lot of protection, but it's got the layers
I know.
of ceramic gloss on there underneath it.
Yes, and that
So,
gloss is insane.
and every once in a while, I might throw some quick beads, but since I
Yeah,
use rinseless wash more now, I don't use quick beads anymore.
yeah. So you're a rinseless wash guy, but you're getting into the soap. What is
I mean,
drawing
I've always been the foam soap guy,
Oh, okay.
but I've gotten into rinseless as my final step. So I'm not a rinseless guy. I'm
Oh,
not somebody in the
you're
garage in the north in the
semi.
salt, just straight using rinseless. I
Yeah,
foam first. Foam
okay.
rinse, rinseless, contact wash, and then dry.
Nice.
And I've kind of gotten over it. I had OCD about that's the main reason I was so into DI water was spotless rinsing and then using a leaf blower.
Yeah.
Do I put us next for the Amazon guy? No, I should though. I should.
I mean, how often does do you know them by name, Keav? Because
Maybe I should put a FedEx guy because that's the dude that dropped 3 pressure washers in the middle of my driveway 3 days in a row.
Oh,
The big
goodness.
boy was in the middle of the driveway. The
Yeah.
2.3 was in the middle of the driveway.
Oh,
I was like,
goodness.
dude, come on.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You know, do you get more packages than your wife from Amazon? I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. We have it to where I put Cars with Keav as a delivery address, so they know what's coming
They
comes for
know.
me. They don't know how to deal with. They don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have an extra trash bin to just deal with the broken down cardboard from
Gosh.
all the Amazon
Oh,
boxes.
man. That is one thing
And I wish I lived in an area where you could just run a burn barrel or something, but you can't
yeah.
here.
Yeah. Adamo says it'll be minus 30 Celsius in a few days. Hmm. What is the weather like in Georgia right now?
Today it was actually 65, which was
Wow, was
nice.
it?
Yeah, that's actually the normal temperature in the winter here during the day, 60 degrees, 55 to 60.
Is it really?
And then you'll have cold spells like last week. It was in the
Yeah.
40s.
Yeah.
Highs in the mid to high 20s.
Yeah. It's crazy. This winter, the temperature has, said like in the mid 50s, high 50s, or low 60s, but it feels so much colder than that. I keep saying, like, it does not feel like today. I think it was 62, but it felt like 42. I don't know.
And it's different here because it's very humid.
Yeah.
So you get the heat. 90 degrees feels like 100 something because of the humidity.
Yeah.
You go out west, it's very dry heat. It's totally different.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Like
Right.
out there, it's drying out your mouth and your lungs, and here you feel like you're being suffocated with
Yeah.
just the thickness of the air. It's
Yeah.
totally different. And when it
Wow.
does get colder here, because it's a little more humid, the cold feels colder when it's
Yeah.
wet outside.
Yeah. I agree, Bruce. Take care of your delivery people and they'll take care of you. Except at my house, I swear I never have the same delivery person. It is always somebody different. Always.
Yeah, it's always different because I know where I live, there's 6 different Amazon warehouses within the same
Oh,
mile
we have
radius.
a huge
So it
one.
depends
Not
where
far.
the inventory sits.
Yeah.
Depends on what gets to you. So
Yeah. Visit Minnesota in January. 50 won't feel that cold anymore.
The funny thing is most of my family is from Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Oh,
So
really?
we know what cold is.
Oh, yeah.
My sister was born there. I mean, we were there for I don't think I was ever up there, but we visited a lot in the wintertime. We used to climb my uncle's ice falls in the back, and he had a maple tree farm and 8 feet of snow outside, and
Yeah.
we used to build snow tunnels. It's fun. It's fun to visit. I wouldn't want to live in it though.
Really? See, and I have always said it's my dream to wake up in the winter where it snows. And then everybody, that lives in the snow is like, you're crazy. It's
Yeah,
the
when it
worst.
snows here, it's nice. It happens maybe like once every 3 years.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it would be fun to have like a real white Christmas,
Yeah.
It would be. And actually, I'm not too far from the snow. But man, the drive up, I can't do it. I get so car sick. So car sick. So trying to drive to the mountains, yeah, doesn't always work for me. Trying to get through all of this. Keith, would you consider manufacturing a line of foam canning guards that happen to fit the
Man,
ACV2?
I don't know. I think I'd break them all trying to do R&D. I don't know if I'd ever get to one that would make it to market.
Now,
I
what?
thought about buying extra bottles
Yeah.
and making a video of how to not break it, like using pool noodles and
Oh, there you go.
insulation tape. And like, okay, now you got the $110 foam cannon. Let's protect it.
Yeah, there you go. A cannon koozie.
Yeah,
That's
cannon
great.
koozie.
That's great.
You just need
Keith
something that
cannon
can
koozie.
absorb the force,
Yeah.
which is what the Maction I think did pretty well because it was just breaking apart. So the pressure of the hit couldn't
Yeah.
reciprocate through the plastic.
Yeah.
Because even on the NJZ Pro V SV3, that broke first drop with liquid,
Yeah.
and then it was cracked, and then the second drop, the manifold broke in half. The metal in the manifold snapped, so it wasn't
Wow.
just the bottle. The
Yeah.
manifold snapped, and I've had
That's
several people in the comments tell me that manifold snapped on them as well.
wow.
So
That is insane. I mean,
if you want durability, just buy the griots.
yeah.
I mean, that bottle is like twice the wall thickness of anything out there.
Yeah.
And the
I'm gonna
materials are crazy good.
Yeah. I need to break down and just get it. I
Just
don't
get
know
it and put
why.
20%, put 15% less water, 20% less
Okay.
water in your mix. Use
Okay.
the same amount of soap, and you'll get MJDC foam.
Huh. Okay. I'll have to remember that. I know I need to break down. I keep telling myself that's on my wish list for 2025 is a griots cannon. I don't know why I haven't bought one yet, but I really haven't used many griots chemicals or anything
Me
griots
neither.
actually at all.
Me neither.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, they actually make a really good foam cannon, and the Brilliant Finish foam cannon that they made is really good. They did have some problems. They had the weighted ball rusted on the first versions of the Boss and the
okay.
Brilliant Finish. Happened both of mine. Kind
Yeah.
of that's the reason I really didn't like them. I didn't like why did I have to replace that? Why did you try to snuff off a cheap zinc plated steel ball
Yeah. Yeah.
instead of a stainless steel one?
Yeah.
But
That
the
makes
Brilliant Finish actually came with the same weighted ball, so you could use the metering tips in it. So for like $60, you could have the same performance. It's a
wow.
nice gun. It's all aluminum. It has
Yeah.
no dial on the top. The dial on the side is clickable. So
Yeah.
it's actually a really good foam cannon.
Okay, that's
And
great.
their DI system is really good. It's slept on. I think
Yeah.
it's one of the most underrated out there for $300.
Well, there
A,
you go.
a a 4 foot tall, about 3.5 foot tall uh, tank that can do
Yeah.
4 gallons a minute. I
Yeah.
mean, for $299, it's
Well,
pretty
there
good.
you go. That was my next question. What is one hugely underrated tool, product, or chemical? So would that be it
Yeah,
in the
the sho
industry?
the shower nozzle, the little. It's not $8 anymore. They raised the price on it. They do that
And it's
every time.
because of you, Keev.
They do it every time.
Where is that even from? Where do you
I
get
was
that
just
shower nozzle?
I just looked up 1/4 inch nozzle,
On Amazon?
and yeah, I just looked up 1/4 inch
Okay.
nozzle for something else, and it just showed up. I was like,
Okay.
wow, that looks pretty cool. And then it basically sprays an Eley pattern out of it, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. And if you're using a pressure washer,
Yeah.
it limits the flow. So if you have a DI system and use it for spotless water, it's limiting the flow for you. You don't have to have a valve to do it for you. So
Huh.
yeah, it works out.
So
I mean, the only person that really ever hated it was Eddie. But when Eddie hates something, it takes you a bit to convince him,
yeah.
and then he
And
loves it.
then yeah. Now, didn't Eddie, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe I'm so mistaken, was he the one who, okay, with the Boss, when everybody, or was it the Bear? Which foam cannon was it that everybody hated, but it worked so good for him? I can't remember which one it is now.
The new MTM,
Is that what it was?
the new
Yes,
bottle,
yes. Okay.
Simba as he calls it.
Yeah, there you go.
I
That's
call
the
it a
one.
waste of time.
Yeah. So you weren't privy to that one either, huh?
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad for me, but it does take a minute to
Oh, I
get
was also remind everybody in this chat. Everybody knows about the honey scam, right? You heard
no.
about the honey scam? That's the
No.
big thing going around where honey steals your affiliate conversions. Anytime the honey app gets used, it basically steals your cookie. So I was gonna tell everybody when on Amazon, one of the main features of Amazon, if you have honey, is the little history price chart. They can show you like the history of the pricing.
Oh, okay.
Click on it, they get all the money.
Ah, that is good to know.
They're
Huh.
stealing my cookies, man.
Honey pack.
Oh,
Honey
there's
and
people that have been in videos that they've estimated they've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars because
wow.
even if, when honey doesn't find a deal, it just says we couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
If you click the button,
Yeah.
it changes the cookie to theirs, and
Wow.
they get credit for the sale.
Wow.
Yeah.
The occasional detail says it's not just honey, it's
Yeah, it's
any
any extension. Yeah.
extension that provides you any cash back, huh?
Not just extension, but there's a lot of websites and a lot of affiliate programs that are written based off the discount code instead
Yeah.
of the first link click.
Okay.
So if you use my link in the description, but you want to use Josh's discount code, Josh gets
Oh, okay.
some are better. I believe Thor is one of them that where and a few others DIY detail I think was rewritten or redone
Yeah.
to where the original link click takes priority.
Wow.
But this
Okay.
is something that people have been fighting against for a while.
Yeah. Wow. That's
No, I wish I was making hundreds of thousands of dollars, juice. If I was, I've probably spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on the products that it took to film those videos.
man. And we have who is it? Is it Garrel who says key for president? I agree.
I really like him. He talks to me a lot. he
That's
asks a lot of
awesome.
questions, which I don't mind. Like people are like, I'm sorry I'm bothering you. Like, no, my DMs, my emails is just full of people asking questions all the time.
Yeah. Well, Keav, really quickly, we have been on for almost an hour and 30 minutes now. This is absolutely great conversation. I love it. If you don't mind, I'm going to go over to a quick product review and then we'll do another giveaway. Are you okay with that?
Sure.
All right. So here we guys go for my product of the week. Let's see if I
This week's product of the week is Clean by Pan shampoo. With its biodegradable formula, there are no PFAs or nasty forever chemicals. It's pH neutral, which means that it's safe on your paint. It's safe on waxes, on coatings, and sealants. It has a premium blend of cosmetic grade surfactants, phenomenal lubrication and cleaning power. It's insane. The wetting agents and the fact that when you rinse, it leaves behind no residue. Even in the summer months, that blaring heat, it's beautiful. If you have not given this product a try, please do so. Chris 10 will save you some change today. thehouseofrags.com, get you some.
Clean.
All
The
right.
best period.
I'm telling you though,
The shampoo is really good.
that soap is absolutely
It's
phenomenal.
actually really good. It clings like nothing else.
It is amazing, man. When I let that soap, I have a video where I let that soap completely dry. I mean, it was on for over 15 minutes and it looked like there was nothing there. Like it left nothing. And then I sprayed it off and then you could kind of see the soap come on. It was awesome. Anybody who's mobile detailing in the heat, that soap, I'm telling you.
And my problem I just couldn't get it to get great foam. Unless you use a Jamie dilution, then
Jamie dilution. You mean the glug glug?
Yeah, put 100 milliliters in a bottle. Okay, I'll just fill it halfway.
Oh, look at we have Eileen saying I've taken 10 shots so far for amazing. I can't stop saying that word. That's just one of the words that's just amazing. Everything is so amazing, people. Get used to it. I can't.
Juice was saying earlier that YouTube makes money. Believe me.
Oh yeah. When he said I thought
it make money.
Yeah.
YouTube doesn't pay the bills, doesn't pay for everything. The cookies pay for everything and gives you your profit.
Yeah.
YouTube
keeps cookies.
In the spring it pays pretty good.
Yeah.
Like right now it's not paying good at all.
Yeah.
January, February, because a lot of people don't understand how that works. Like you get paid 2 months later. So if I have a bad January and I don't get paid till March, right? So if you were doing this full time, March comes around, you're having an amazing month. You're selling like crazy. Everything's going awesome because it's spring. You won't see that money for 2 months. I don't know how so many people like regulate. I mean, obviously you get, you know, your niche, right? You have 5 months in the car washing, car detailing to get your momentum. Then you spend the rest of that time keeping that momentum to a certain extent until the next spring hits.
Yeah.
And then when the spring hits, you'll see videos from 3 years ago just take off because everybody's researching. They're coming out. They got tax money. They just got their favorite car. Everybody's going to wash their car for the first time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I can't say that money isn't being made. Like that would be, I mean, at my level, right?
Yeah.
And I think I may be somewhat of an anomaly there. Like I've discussed numbers with Pan, and he's pretty surprised at what I do at my level.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I'm not surprised. I'm still waiting for my hit piece. You know, of course my channel is still very small. But
all it takes is one video.
That's what I'm saying. I'm waiting for that one hit piece and it'll come. It'll come.
For me, it was
everybody. It'll get there.
Yeah, for me, it was Active. I found Active before anybody else found them. I found their first versions on Amazon before they even had a website to buy it from. It was on Amazon, $100, $110, the VE51.
Yeah.
Amazing pressure washer, $100, did insane numbers. I was like, what is this? The next one comes out, I do the VE52. I know my titles are a little more, I don't know, clickbait isn't the right word.
Yeah.
I'm asking you a question. Is it the best period? Well, watch to find out.
Yeah.
And that video just took off.
Yeah.
And that got me my 4,000 watch hours. It got me my monetization back. That gave me the motivation to really push. And the rest is history.
Yeah.
That's what got me in the algorithm.
Yeah. That darn algorithm, man. It is so hard to, I mean, for me, my brain just doesn't work that way. So to understand how all of that works, it takes a little longer for me to, to understand, but I'll get there. I will get there. Let's do another giveaway, Keev. I have another $50 giveaway. And then let's do this because, again, we have been here for an hour and 30 minutes. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have my kids walking into the room like, Mom, are you done yet? So, I think they're hungry. I actually have to feed these kids. Who would have thought, you know? So let's do another giveaway. And then Keav, you said you wanted to do a $50 giveaway as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a giveaway right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a question the chat a question. And chat, I'm going to ask that you leave your answer to the question in the video comments, not here in the chat, but in the video comments. And then next Monday, I will do a drawing for Keav's $50 gift card. Does that sound okay? Keav,
Yeah, that's
is that
fine.
okay with you?
Just have them reach out to me at carswithkeav@gmail.com when that's
Perfect.
done.
Okay.
And I'll fulfill it. I have one expires at the end of January, I think.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we will get that. So let's do one more $50 Thor gift card, and then I will let everybody go. Keith, do you have a question or do you want me to ask a question?
Oh man. What company did I work for that sells oil?
Ooh. Good one. Let me get to I gotta get to the bottom of the chat here because I got to the top and now I can't.
I'm apologizing because I'm so pay attention trying to engage in the conversation. I haven't really looked at the chat
No,
much.
it's kind of hard, but okay, let's see. I think we got it. Is this let me see. Is this the correct one? Is that correct? Liquid. I don't know that they spelled.
Yeah, I mean that's close enough. It's Liquid Molly.
Okay. Liquid Molly. So the occasional detailer. Congratulations, occasional detailer. Please contact Jamie at the houseofrags.com.
And he's right. He's right as well. Earlier, he stated that that my content is higher ticket items, even if it's the cheaper end.
Yeah.
It's still higher priced items.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's Amazon based items. So Amazon based items get people onto the website. Whatever they put in their cart, you get the commission because you brought them to Amazon.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Black Friday, you get you got to get them to click on something for Black Friday. And when they buy that big screen TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always hear Amazon's the way to go when it comes to affiliates.
Yeah, I mean it
really
pigeonholes you into a a niche almost.
Yeah.
But Amazon is a huge SEO tag in a title, in a video.
Yeah.
Cheap, best, new.
No.
Those are all huge SEO titles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ultimate.
So again, you guys, we have been on for an hour and a half. Keav, you have been so much fun to talk to. I can't say it enough. Your knowledge base, it's just so intriguing. And I love, please keep the content coming because we're all here for it. Thank you so much for being here, chat. I do want to tell you again for his $50 giveaway that he is willing to give you guys. Thank you again so much. What I want you to do is I want you in the chat after the video and the actual video comments, please leave a comment. What is one tool, chemical, or detailing product that is on your wish list in 2025? What is one thing that you are dying to have in 2025? Please leave your comment with that in the comments in the video after the live stream here. And then again, next Monday, I will do before the my next podcast, I will do a drawing and I will let you know who the winner is of that $50 gift card. So once again, 2025, what is on your wish list for something that you want, either tool, chemical, any detailing item? Thank you, Keav.
I have some doozies.
Do you?
I have to have a really good spring. The cookies have to sell this spring to be able to fund some reviews that are not going to pay back. Like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 pressure washers that, just to show it. Like
Yeah.
some crazy stuff.
Well, I think you do. I think it was Eileen who said it. I think you need to come out with a video of all of the things that you're reviewing
We'll
that
do that
are
in a Wash and Talk.
that are no, yeah, because I think it's important for people to know what they shouldn't possibly
Yeah,
spend
the
their
thing
money
is,
on.
it's like it's a fine line. So if it's a company like Max Shine, if it's
Yeah,
a known brand, I don't mind showing a product that doesn't work.
yeah.
If it's a cheap Amazon product, I don't want to bring it more attention to it,
Well,
any
that
attention
makes
to it,
sense. That makes
because it goes viral. So yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Speaking of Eileen, I'll be on the Curmudgeon's Corner on the
Oh,
11th. So
awesome.
yeah, we're gonna go over a lot of the pay it forward stuff.
Yes, that's amazing. So please don't miss that. You guys catch Cars with Keav or Michael. What do you go by at home? They call you Michael, or does your family call you Keav?
Depends on what mood they're in.
I can only
The
imagine.
hell, my wife calls me Michael. Everybody else calls me Dad. So
Oh goodness, is it that full name and then you know you're in trouble, right?
she doesn't get that far. I just
Oh.
know the
You know the
voice.
tone, huh? There you go. All right, guys. Well, once again, please leave your comment in the video comments after this live stream. And I thank you so much for being here, guys. Have a great night, Keav. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh.